Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and today I am joined with Tyler Moss. If you guys want to check out Tyler's content, you can go down below and subscribe to their YouTube channel, the Fantasy Stock Exchange on YouTube. And he also does these Saturday live streams. Check that out this weekend. He's going to be doing some mock drafts as well as looking at some game film. So make sure you guys check that out down below in the description. In this video, we are going to be doing the first round of the NFL draft with trades on the tradenetwork.com. So let's get right into this, Tyler. You got anything to say here before we start?
Absolutely. Tyler Moss, NFL on Twitter. You guys have been killing my Twitter as a recent. I'm like up 23 followers in the past like 4 days. Y'all are kings. I love you. We're really close to 100. I think we're like 17 away. Or I don't fucking know where we're at. All I know is we're kicking ass. We're taking names with us. We're going to go ahead and just kick this off, though.
For sure. So the first pick of the draft, as everyone knows, it's not going to be on your screen yet. It is the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, there's a lot of talk around town that the Cincinnati Bengals might be getting the trade from the Miami Dolphins to try to get that first pick. Not only do I think, as a Miami Dolphins fan, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard based upon what we have to give them, I don't think that the Bengals even want to do this. I think that the Bengals are so set, let me get my guy, Joe Burrow. We have to pick Joe Burrow. If they don't pick Joe Burrow, the fans might start a riot. They already probably hate being a Bengals fan. They probably think about it every night. They go to sleep sad because they live in Ohio. They are a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And now their hometown boy, Joe Burrow, could come home. They don't want to trade him away. They don't want to do anything. So right here, to me, it is Joe Burrow. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Oh, it's not even a fucking question at this point. I mean, Joe Burrow's the guy. I mean, we screwed around with it to begin with. Before we started recording on seeing if we could just fuck around and actually pull off a trade here. No fucking way. And I didn't want to give up enough as a Dolphin fan to go get this pick. It's an inevitable pick. It's just going to happen. I'm going Joe Burrow, and I'm not even going to think twice about it anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't think twice about it either. I think that this is 100% what happens in the draft. There's no way they trade away. So at number 2, we have the Washington Redskins. Now, the Washington Redskins, technically, they could make their pick. They could get Chase Young, who's arguably the best player in the NFL draft to many people, or they could move for maybe the Dolphins or the Chargers. What do you think it happens here?
I don't think this is the pick that moves. I do think it's a pick coming up, but it's not the Redskins. I think the Redskins, I mean, they're sitting pretty. They're going to get the best guy on the board. I like him better than I like Burrow. Burrow being a franchise quarterback, I can't really argue it too much as to why he's going with the one-on-one. But, I mean, the Redskins are in a perfect situation to go and take Chase Young. They can listen to talks all they want. I don't think they're going to make a move, though. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make a move either. Chase Young's 100% the pick here. This guy is an absolute animal out of Ohio State. And like you said here, now at number 3, the Detroit Lions are on the clock. So do you think this is where a team looks to move up to draft Tua?
I do, because I don't think the Giants are going to go and take Okuda. I think they're going to want to go and grab Wirfs or Jedrick Wills. I think it's between the Chargers and the Dolphins as a bidding war, but let's go ahead and kick off our first trade. I'm going to go with the Dolphins first. If you're good with that. If you're good with helping our team out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if the Dolphins don't do this, in my opinion, they are so stupid because I don't see a single possibility that Tua makes his way back to us. It's either either the Dolphins make the trade or the Chargers make the trade. So for this, we are going to be the Dolphins trying to get the trade. So right now we are giving away the first round pick number 5, a second rounder, and a 5th rounder all the way to the Lions to try to acquire this 3rd overall pick. We shall see if it works here. We can't force any of the trades through. This uses some type of trade logic to try to figure it out. So
are you good with that value, by the way, real quick?
Oh, 100%. I'm good with that pick right there. I'm good with doing that. I don't know if the Lions will like it, but I like it. We did it.
Hey,
Absolute.
I know what I'm doing. I'm an absolute snagger, and we'll move up the Dolphins here. And the reason they're doing it is because they want to go Ryan Fitzmagic for one more full year because they're wrapping up Tua. Are you good with this decision?
100%. If they trade up here and they draft Justin Herbert, I will murder someone. It has to be Tua here. Select Tua. I don't even want to think about it. So the Miami Dolphins select Tua out of Alabama at the 3rd overall selection. So now number 4, the New York Football Giants are up. And you just talked about it before. To me, the best pick for them is an offensive tackle, a guy like Wirfs, Becton, any of those guys that they want to get. Go ahead and do it. I think Okuda does have a lot of talent. Same thing with Isaiah Simmons. But I think the best thing that they need is to protect Danny Dimes and to protect Saquon Barkley, who he could have a long career in the NFL if they somehow protect him. But right now, I'm a bit worried. So I think they have to draft a tackle here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, me too. I mean, the only other thought, and I was thinking about it for a touch there, was maybe the Raiders trade up and get the Giants pick. I think there's a lot of really good tackles towards the top of the board. Now, the further you get down, it gets a lot rough. But to the top of the board, it's actually really, really high-end talent where I'm good with most of the options that could fall to them. Would you consider maybe getting the Raiders up and maybe getting the Giants some more picks here?
Yeah, for sure. I would 100% be fine with doing that.
Let's see if we can flirt with something. So we're going to go with the Raiders. We're going to go with the Giants. I'm going to learn my alphabet so that I can find these teams a little quicker.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated, the ABCs.
It is. I mean, geez, you only learn it a bunch of times. So we're going to go this pick, right? And I don't really think I need to throw anything else in there. I think this is what I want to try first, because if they can pull this off, this is absolutely massive for them. Do you go with that kind of thing?
Yeah, this is a steal if it happens. I honestly don't think it will. I think you might have to include like a later. Never mind. The Las Vegas Raiders said, "Fuck it, we're doing it." They want their guy, so they're gonna go ahead up here. It's Herbert, 100%. They typically in most mocks you see them, they get like Love later or one of those other quarterbacks. No, the Raiders say, "Fuck it, we're getting our guy, Justin Herbert." I 100% love this move. And now at number 5, the Detroit Lions, who traded back from 3 to number 5. Are now back on the clock. Who are we looking here for the Detroit Lions? Is it probably the guy that they could have gotten at 3?
Yeah, no, this was a genius move. I think it's a genius move for the Dolphins and Lions. Dolphins were able to climb up and get their guy. And then the Lions move back and get the exact guy who I would have picked for them anyways. Okudah is the pick. I mean, it's clear they lost their pieces on the defensive end. They gotta throw everything they can at defense because their offense is, I wouldn't say ready to go, but it's just maybe a few more pieces. But you gotta go defense here. Okudah's the pick.
Yeah, for sure. After getting rid of Slay, they need to replace him. I mean, Matt Patricia is going to have to get that pencil out of his ear and out of his ass in order to just make this pick here. It's so clear. So coming here at number 6, we have the LA Superchargers here at number 6. Now, none of their quarterbacks came back to him. They're going to have to cry with Tyrod Taylor, or what are they going to do here?
I see that Herbert's gone, Tua's gone, Burrow's gone. They don't really need too many spectacular pieces. I think they can trade back. They can get a guy that they can still be okay with later on. And there's going to be a lot of teams fighting for that guy right there on the board, right there, Isaiah Simmons. And I don't think the Chargers are a team that really need that kind of piece. Their secondary is incredible. And really, Isaiah Simmons, where it specializes, is in the secondary. I don't think they need this. I think this is when they start playing the bidding war, because Carolina Panthers would love for Isaiah Simmons to fall into their lap. So when I'm kind of looking at teams that may make that move to climb up, I'm looking at the Falcons. They could use a very dynamic piece like that. They would absolutely love that. Other teams that I think could be interested in that, I think just starting from the beginning, the Cardinals could look for that dynamic piece, but they need offensive line first.
Yeah.
And that's the same with the next 3 teams right after them, and then the Giants too. So 49ers aren't looking for it. They're looking for a wide receiver corner. Isaiah Simmons could provide that electric piece, but I don't think they'll move up. Bucs, they don't really need that kind of piece. Broncos are good. I like the Falcons moving up to try and jump the Panthers. I want to see if I can flirt around with something if you're good with that.
Yeah, that's fun. I don't think the Chargers would make this pick, if I'm being completely honest with you either. I think they would 100% move.
I mean, because there's no guy they want here. So why would they want to make this move? So we're going to go to the Falcons. I mean, they're low on picks. They are. I think we throw the 16, and I wouldn't give away the 2. I don't think they're going to accept this, but I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of move. I don't think they're going to do it, but oh my God, how are we this good?
We are gods. I mean, we tried, just so you know, guys, it doesn't automatically put the trade through. We did this before the video. We were experimenting, and this just does not happen, but we are genius GMs over here on Notorious Fantasy YouTube channel, podcast, everywhere here. So now the Atlanta Falcons are at number 6, and the Chargers are now at pick 16. What are we looking at here for the Atlanta Falcons? Clearly, it's Isaiah Simmons. We've talked about it.
Jump your South rivals, and they go ahead and grab Isaiah Simmons and absolutely snipe him. If you're the Panthers, you're kicking yourselves here. And if you're a Panthers fan, I just want to go ahead and apologize, but I also don't, because there's a guy sitting in your lap, and I'm ready to make this pick. It's Derek Brown.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that's the pick you have to make here as well. Derek Brown out of Auburn, that's the pick for me. I don't think they really need an O-tackle, but right here, there's a bunch of teams getting close that really need that O-tackle, and there's still a bunch of nice ones available. So where do you think the Arizona Cardinals go here at pick number 8?
I mean, gosh, we haven't moved any offensive tackles off the board yet, have we? Shit, that's insane.
They're all available.
And there's so many good ones. It's why I moved this Giants pick back and got them a 19 as well. I think they should be very comfortable with that. I'm just going to go ahead and play the game of who do they kind of fit? I know Becton's a really solid fit for them as a pretty mobile tackle, a very quick tackle. I think it works for their offense. I think that's kind of the guy they're going to look at. Even though I like Wirfs and Wills more, I think Becton's more their guy. That's who I'm going to go with. You go with that?
Yeah, perfectly fine there. So go with Mekhi Becton there. So after Becton gets selected by the Arizona Cardinals out of Louisville, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. Where do you think they are looking here? You think they're looking at O-tackle, or you think they're looking at one of the other positions that are very nice looking here?
Defense is kind of what I'm going for. Obviously, those three O-tackles on the top of the board, they won't last very long, and we'll get to that later. But I really like Chason as an edge rusher. I wouldn't say it's a replacement for Campbell. I mean, they're both on the edge, but it is a very nice attempt at trying to replace Campbell. He has a lot of upside. I would love to see that in the future. The only other guy I'm looking at here is Henderson, because their secondary is just absolute trash. I mean, what would you think? I know the Giants just moved back. I mean, I'm thinking maybe the Jaguars want to move back because I feel like they know the next three teams are going tackle. They feel like they can move back. I mean, do you want to make a trade, or are we kind of just good sending Chase on?
I feel like we're just good sending Chase on here because I'm not sure who would even want to trade up here. Like, if we were looking at it, who do you think would even move up for the Jaguars pick?
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, the next three teams need tackles, and 49ers are still in a comfortable spot with where they're going to be picking. So moving on to the Browns, obviously O-tackle is who we're talking about. It's in our mouths. Who do you want to go with here?
Here, every single mock I've ever seen has them drafting Andrew Thomas, but I personally think Wirfs is better.
Yeah, Wirfs. Pretty sure Wirfs is the right tackle. I mean, Andrew Thomas is kind of the left tackle, big body that I kind of like more for Cleveland. It makes sense for me. Not that Wirfs couldn't transition, but I feel like Thomas is kind of the fit for Cleveland. Obviously, they addressed Jack Conklin, the right tackle, on one side, more of a run blocking tackle. Let's go ahead and get yourself another run blocking tackle. Cleveland's going to have to kind of adjust how they play their game. Their most effective part of their offense is running. I mean, I feel like everyone can agree to that. So when we're building offensive line, build to your strength. I mean, the passing game's fun, but Baker throws a lot of picks. Baker's not a safe quarterback. They have a lot of weapons, sure, but the backbone of this offense down the stretch last year was all in their running game. So I want to go ahead and grab another run blocking tackle here with Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, Stefanski coming in there, he is a very run-heavy coach. He loves to run the ball. So getting a run-blocking tackle is very good here. So Andrew Thomas out of Georgia was the pick here. So coming here at number 11, we have the New York Jumbo Jets. So we got the Jets, then the Giants, two New York teams back-to-back, Michael Jordan 96, 97. Do you think the Jets go ahead with an offensive tackle, or do you think they give the wet dream of the Jets fans and draft a wide receiver that Adam Gase will ultimately fail?
Well, chances are Adam Gase will sell this pick for something he doesn't need because Adam Gase is a fucking moron. Shout out, but I'm being no, they go offensive tackle.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he did trade away Jay Ajayi for a used condom, so he could do whatever he wants. So,
dude, Wirfs is the best tackle. I think these two are very, very close in my mind. I think more or less, I mean, those are my 1 and 2. I think more or less Andrew Thomas and Mekhi Becton are more just fits for the Browns and Cardinals. So knowing that Wills and Wirfs are sitting right here, I mean, it's pick your poison. I think. Do you have any preference at all?
No, it's all good here. Either one. I mean, I don't think if you're a Jets fan, you'd be pissed if they go Wirfs, they go Wills. It really shouldn't matter.
Yeah, we'll go Wills. I normally go Wirfs there, so let's just mix it up a little bit. And now we got the Giants, who are basically sitting right on the clock, just ready to take their tackle. They got to move back. Let's look at this. They moved back, 8 picks? 8 picks to get the exact same guy that they could have gotten if they didn't move back. This is what I'm talking about. That kind of trade value is peak.
Yeah, it 100% is. But are the Giants smart enough to do something like that? I'm not very sure. But this is what we would do in this situation. If I'm the Giants, I 100% make this move. Go ahead and select Wirfs here. It's a lock.
We'll send that one.
All right, so after the Giants selected Wirfs, it is now the San Francisco 49ers, the Super Bowl losers pick right here.
Yeah, I know, 49ers fans, you all hate me. You all hate everyone in the comments. Send your rage.
Pick Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. Let's go ahead and just pick. Let's pick a kicker here for their pick. Because fuck them. No, I'm joking. I think I'm gonna go wide receiver. I know I've gone cornerback a lot in this kind of situation, where I've taken Henderson or maybe I've taken maybe Delpit as a flexible safety. But I think my move here is going to go wide receiver. I'm going to please you guys. I know you guys are always pissed at us. So let's go ahead and take our wide receiver here. CeeDee Lamb. Are you good with that, or do you have another wide receiver you maybe argue?
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. I only said Ruggs because he was at the top of the screen. He was the first guy that I looked at. But I think CeeDee Lamb personally is probably the best wide receiver in the class. I think that he is very good matching with Mr. Shit, I forgot his fucking name. The wide receiver, Debo Samuel, my bad. Debo. So the San Francisco 49ers go with Mr. CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma here at number 13. So at number 14, we have Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. What are we looking at for Tommy's Tampa?
I mean, I don't want to add to their offense. I feel like their offense is just really sad. I mean, when we look at what they're saying is their top need is so tackle, and I mean, again, we're not looking at anyone that has that kind of value where we're picking right now. I mean, Josh Jones is fun and all, but he's way later of a pick, at least in my eyes. So I'm not going Josh Jones here. I don't really see that as a fit, at least with the value of their pick right now. I mean, we could trade back, but I mean, I don't see why not take a guy like Delpit just to help out the back end of their defense. But I mean, we could definitely trade back. Do you think there's any team that you may see could move up?
Ooh, sheesh. I think the Cowboys might want to get a wide receiver, but I'm not sure if they'd really move up here. Who are you looking at?
I'm going to say Minnesota. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this one out on a limb. I'll take their 22 pick here. None of the tackles are on the board. Bucs are kind of just sitting in a position where they kind of feel pretty comfortable with their team. Mm-hmm. And CJ Henderson's sitting on the board. And let's remember, the Vikings have absolutely no one. If you're good, I'll go ahead and get into that screen.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they just got rid of Stephon Diggs. Their defense is absolutely garbage. Like, they have no one there. I mean, last year, everyone talks about, oh, Xavier Rhodes being gone. Oh, this is such a bad thing. Where was Xavier Rhodes last year? I never even saw him on the fucking field because he was terrible. But
yeah, I mean, it's just I think they seriously have like one cornerback on their roster right now, and they have the capital. I think if you're the Bucs, you get a 1, a 2, and like a 4 here. I mean, I know you're moving back 8 picks. I mean, maybe we'll throw the 3. I don't think this one's going to go through. All of ours have so far, but let's go ahead and show you what happens when they don't. So 1, 2, and a 4 for that. 1, 2, and a 3 for that pick. Vikings are on the line evaluating the offer. Yeah, that's what
the fucking Vikings. God damn it.
Yeah, well, I think they'll still move up. I mean, I'll take this value. A 1, 2, and a 4 here for the Bucs is still really solid.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I hope they take this. I think they will. Nope, they have not.
I don't know if I force the situation. I mean, that's kind of the value that I'd be expecting. Maybe they'll take away the 4 to see if they'll go 1, 2. If they will, I'm still really happy with the move. Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not going to force it.
I wouldn't force it either. The Vikings can go fuck themselves, okay?
So, I mean, looking at what we have here, I mean, again, I don't really think the Bucs are in a position. Maybe we try calling up the Eagles. I kind of skimmed right past them. I mean, they need a cornerback just as much. But let's see what the Eagles are thinking. Obviously, Corey, if you're watching this, Corey Bushland, part of the Fantasy Stock Exchange, this guy hates everything to do with the Eagles. So this is going to be really funny if we can actually get a trade going. So we send a 1. We'll get their 1 as well. Maybe they'll go 2. I mean, I know it's a later pick. I think I may be just a bit too insane here.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it, to the Eagles. Yeah, go try 3rd.
Would you go 3, 4?
Well, let's see if it works. All right. Let's see if this works. Come on.
Let's see. I guess the people aim for those higher end guys. I mean, I don't want to push anything. I think if we're sitting here, we just got to make the pick. It's just inevitable. The issue is I'm kind of frozen on who to pick. Do you have anyone on this board that you may be interested in grabbing?
I honestly don't know because I know they have so many good wide receivers, but some people say, oh, Henry Ruggs, you got to pick him here, this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. I personally wouldn't do that. I think they have 2 talented wide receivers. You can't really go running back at pick 14 to replace Rojo. So what could you really do here? Do you go tackle? There's no tackles. Do you go edge rusher? What do you do here? Like safety?
You know what? I'm going to play the game one more time. I'm going to call it Miami. This may be a stretch.
You want to know what you could do, actually? You could call the Vikings and try to get their later first-round pick. Did we try that?
Oh, you know what? I didn't. I had to completely jump right past that.
Call the Vikings back up.
I feel like we're just sitting here with cold feet on the clock. We have no idea who we want to take here. I feel like a bride on her wedding day. I don't want to do it. I don't want to make a pick for them. Yeah, a little analogy there. Are we going 1-3? I mean, are we good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can roll with that.
Vikings should be happy to do this.
There we go.
Let's go Vikings. Thank you, Minnesota.
Agree. And the reason I'm comfortable doing this, kind of to justify myself before Corey leaves a huge ass comment in the bottom of the comment section. I think there's nothing here value wise that they can take that they could be happy with without feeling like they just completely reached. So when I look at it, I'm like, let's go ahead and just acquire a third pick. Why not? Let's just get another pick on the boards and we can draft another guy. The wide receiver class is way too deep to go for one right now. I'm good with them just waiting. And now that we moved the Vikings up, it's a really obvious pick for me. I think they're going to go C.J. Henderson here.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Go C.J. Henderson here.
Yeah,
so you can go. Sorry.
They have no corners, so I just think it's an easy plug-in pick there.
Yeah, for sure. So the Vikings select C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida. So now at 15, the Denver Broncos are on the clock, right next to their friends, the LA Superchargers at 16. So where do the Broncos go here? It should be very obvious. At least to me, it's wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver, and I think they're going to complement Sutton. So Judy really isn't that kind of guy. You go Henry Ruggs, you go speed. I think it's a great plug-in play for them. I think sitting here, 15, you're getting Henry Ruggs. You should be very, very happy with that. You agree?
Yeah, for sure. My favorite comp for Henry Ruggs is Lightning McQueen because he has speed. So coming in here at number 16, we have the LA Superchargers. They don't have their quarterback. They got Tyrod still. What are they doing here?
I think one guy comes to mind that kind of falls into their lap a little bit, and we're going to bounce off of what we're seeing here on the board. It's Jordan Love. Why not? You have Tyrod now, and this is why I like Love so much for the Chargers. You have Tyrod. Tyrod is probably the best bridge quarterback in the NFL. Bridge quarterback. That's a guy who you can just transition to. He's been in a lot of systems. He's been in the NFL for a long time. He knows how everything functions on a lot of teams. He can train a quarterback. And Jordan Love is a really good talent, but he needs time. He just does. He's got to have time to develop, and if he has that time, he'll do very well. Jordan Love's my pick here.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think for most quarterbacks coming into the league, it's great to just give them that transition, even if it's not a year, maybe transition like Baker Mayfield, a couple of games. Baker, you hate Baker. I personally think Baker's okay, but that transition is obviously going to be key for success for a guy like Jordan Love, who just got drafted by the LA Superchargers. We're halfway through the draft. If you guys have enjoyed thus far, please click the subscribe button. Check out our Twitters. Check out his YouTube channel, as well as the other boys that make content there on the Fantasy Stock Exchange. So right now, we're at pick number 17. The Dallas Cowboys are up here. Now, to everyone I've read the news that they like the wide receivers here, but what do you think happens here?
There's just one guy, and I just can't move my eyes off of him. It's Grant Delpit. Can you imagine they get an electric player like that? They lost a good bit of their defense, and I know we want to go wide receiver. We just want to make that offensive juggernaut, but they got to fix some defensive issues, or they're just going to be in shootouts the whole season. So they've got to get a guy who's an electric playmaker who can play all over the place. Grant Delpit's my pick, and I don't really have much argument as to why he's better than McKinney. Why McKinney's better than him. Delpit's just the better talent. I think overall, I really like Delpit here at this pick.
Yeah, no, I can completely agree with that. Some people say, oh, you want to get all the offensive firepower, then it doesn't fucking matter how good your defense is. But I think in this case, Delpit from LSU is probably the pick here for the Cowboys. So now at number 18, our Miami Dolphins are back on the clock. We got our quarterback. We've got Tua. So what are we looking at here for the Dolphins? I personally want a running back, but we're not drafting one here, so we're just going to wait. And there does not seem to be a tackle here right now that I would want to pick, but what do you think?
I was thinking maybe I can squeeze just a little bit of value out of the Eagles to try and jump the Giants to grab their secondary, whoever they like the best first, preferably Gladney. I think more or less they're just going to try and see if they can leap up anyone to jump the Giants, make sure they get their guy. I'll shoot them a trade. Only 3 picks back. I think if the Dolphins get like a 3rd-round pick, it's an absolute steal for them, knowing that they can get their tackle later.
Yeah, 100%. There's really no tackles here that you'd want to pick this early in the draft. Obviously the big 4 guys are gone, so let's just look to see what the Eagles are doing here. Let's see if they'll answer our call.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 1, and I'm going to go 3, and if not, I'm plenty okay getting a 4, just moving it back a couple picks. We look at what goes down here. Yeah, sorry. no problem. I mean, I'm good with just going with this 4 here. I really am. You're not going to lose your guy. You get another pick. You need capital. You do. You have a lot of it, but go ahead and add some more. I mean, well, let's look how many picks they have. After this pick, they got 1, 2, 3, 7. They got 10, then 10 picks after this. So they go ahead and add an 11th, and they've already taken their franchise quarterback. I mean, fuck it. Why not? If they get a 4th pick here, I'd take it.
Yeah, 100%. I honestly think the Eagles should take this. I guess.
Maybe we go with the later 4th. I mean, again, like I'm saying, I'm so okay with just moving back a couple picks and still getting their guy. No.
What are the Eagles doing?
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe we'll go 146. It may just be a stretch at this point.
Oh, what are the Eagles doing?
Yeah, the Eagles are high. They're high flying all the time. So we'll throw a 7th in there on our end, and there we go.
Thank you, Philly.
I'll give them a 7th. It's a 7th for a 4th switch. In my eyes, you're not losing any value because you're still going to get the guy that you want right after.
Yeah.
I'm plenty okay with this move, and the Eagles need to move up because they want to get their corner.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So who's their guy that they want here for you?
I think it's Gladney. I'm starting to like Gladney a lot more than Fulton. I know that's kind of the projected right now, but for a while, Fulton was remarkably above Gladney.
Yeah.
Gladney's starting to get a lot more respect now. Film is really nice. He's a great corner. I see no reason why the Eagles don't draft a corner here. The Vikings, it was a team they had to jump anyways. Well, they're the pick ahead. Just go ahead and lock down their corner. I mean, I feel like it's an easy move here.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So the Eagles go with Jeff Gladney, corner out of TCU, and now the New York Football Giants are back on the clock after selecting their offensive tackle earlier in the draft. Where do you think the Giants are going to look here?
I mean, shit, maybe I'm just having a lot of fun trading around, but is it crazy to think they actually move back? Because if you look at what they have kind of building going on here, you look at what they need. I mean, a lot of the pieces they need are going to be a little later. I don't really think they're going to go wide receiver. I mean, it would be an interesting move. It would. Maybe the pick's Xavier McKinney. I mean, and that
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you like McKinney going here, eh?
Yeah, no, I was thinking they might go safety here because if I'm going to be honest with you, I think they need a better safety there. And I think they need a lot of things.
Yeah.
If you're a Giants fan, wide receiver to me is not one of them. I know they don't have the most talented wide receiver, but they have a solid core of wide receivers. I mean, they got rid of Odell, but still over there they have some solid options. So I think that they go McKinney here, but you can argue away from it, and I won't hate it. So.
Yeah, I like McKinney here, and I don't think you'll get as good of a safety coming around to you later on anyways. McKinney's a really solid pick. Look at the Giants and what they've done. They took the 4th pick, who would have been Jedrick Wills. They got Jedrick Wills at the 12th, and then they acquire another pick and they get Xavier McKinney. I think it's a great move. And if a lot of the tackle position was based off of our preference on team falling, they could have gotten any offensive tackle, and I would have still been gleaming about this move. So Giants are looking really good right now.
Yeah, 100%. So right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are back on the clock. I know who did they select earlier in the draft, so I don't make.
They got Chase on from LSU.
Chase on. Okay, so they selected Chase on, and now they're back on the clock at pick number 20. Where do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars go here?
It's why the Eagles jumped him. I mean, the Dolphins, I think, in that position are looking to trade back as it is. It's why the Eagles are jumping the Jaguars for this pick. They wanted to get their corner. Fulton's now on the board. I don't really think it's that bad of a choice. I like Gladney a little bit better now. But Fulton would be a really good pick for the Jaguars. They got to go defense.
Yeah, 100%. They got rid of Ramsey last year. I mean, Ramsey seemed to be a problem for them, but getting Fulton here is a great move by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So now back yet again on the clock after trading back for what seems like the 7,000th time. The Miami Dolphins are back on the clock here. We got Tua, and we're ready to roll here. And we can get our O tackle. Is it Josh Jones for you?
It is. It is Josh Jones. I think this is kind of where you peaked off moving back. I mean, you could let it fall, but I feel like the Bucs they're gonna go for him if he's still on the board. You will not get him at your 26. The Patriots aren't interested. And, I mean, Vikings could do it, but they need secondary more. The Saints I'm not worried about, but it's all this Bucs pick. If you don't pick him now, he's not going to get to you. I like Josh Jones here. You've already established your quarterback. Let's go ahead and protect him, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Select Josh Jones here, offensive tackle out of Houston. So now the Minnesota Vikings are back on the clock after getting their corner earlier in the draft. Where are they looking here?
I mean, I want to establish corner again because it's just such a mess. But I don't really think the value is there to go ahead and go back to corner. We look at what's here. This is a lot of tier 2 guys. I mean, it's guys where if we let a team trade up, which we definitely do, You can grab him at the end of the first, maybe beginning of the second. But if you're just sitting here and you're not looking to trade at all, I mean, I
It's
feel
wide
like
receiver.
Judy's there. I don't really think Minnesota just uses their wide receivers enough to want to draft one this high. So I struggle to get around it. Another guy that I'm looking at is Zach Bond. I mean, edge rush. He's a very good player from Wisconsin. I'm just struggling to get around the wide receiver. I mean, maybe you have a differing opinion. You got any thought on this?
Yeah, no, I love Bond. I personally would rather, him fall to the Dolphins. But with that said, I think that the pick here, to me, I love Judy here, but Kirk Cousins, man, I don't know what is wrong with him, but it seems like he has no idea who the other receiver is on the team. So one game, he'll either lock on Thielen or Diggs. Like, he doesn't see the other. He's like Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky can't see part of the field. He just locks in a one wide receiver. He just puts like some type of heat-seeking goggles on and puts them on. He just looks at either Thielen well, Diggs is gone now, but he would just look at Thielen or Diggs every game and just feed that guy. So Judy, realistically, is a good ad here. I think Bond is the play here, though.
Me too. I mean, I would actually fight for Kinlaw too. I mean, you just need that defensive line just to kind of be recuperated. I mean, you still have Linval. I mean, your team defensive line wise is really good. I feel like Kinlaw is very flexible. I mean, he's a big boy. I mean, here we can look at the stats. He's a pretty big guy. What is it sitting here? It's 315.
6'5", 315. Holy fuck.
He's gonna have to sit in the middle, and it's the same thing with Linval. I mean, they're two middle giant big boys. I mean, you could crowd that defensive line and start causing a lot of issues. I think that would be really fun. That would be a really smart pick too. So really, my toss is between Kinlaw and Bond. But I'll let you go ahead and take the pick here.
Okay, we'll go with Kinlaw then. But I just want to preface this real quick. You could technically go wide receiver, but I think even though Stefanski's gone, the Vikings' plan should be to run the ball. Unless Dalvin Cook somehow breaks his leg like he always does or gets hurt, tying his fucking cleats up before the game, I think that Dalvin Cook will really help this team. Just run the ball a million times. Don't let Kirk Cousins have to scream you like that a million times. Just have him run it, and you'll be all good if you're a Minnesota fan. So Kinlaw there out of South Carolina. Go Cox. At number 23, we have the New England Deflatriots here. Where do you think the Patriots are looking? Because their quarterback situation is a main man, Jarrett Stidham. Who the fuck is that guy? He's not as sexy as Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not as good as Mr. Jacoby Brissett, who was formerly there. Now they have this scrub Stidham. You saw what Stidham did against it was the Bills, I think. He didn't do anything. And in preseason, he lit it up in preseason. Who gives a fuck about preseason, okay? I think the pick here is quarterback. What do you think?
I mean, McCourty and Gilmore actually out of the light bit of practices that they experienced with him, they said this kid has a rocket arm. They say that he burns them sometimes. I don't think they're taking quarterback yet. I think they will. I think they may trade up and maybe get a guy like Eason. I feel like if they just sit back, I like Anthony Gordon a lot. I think he's a guy they can develop incredibly well. Bill really could develop him really well.
They could draft legitimately the worst quarterback available, and he would end up being the best quarterback alive if Bill Belichick is there.
You can play the fourth-round quarterback. You get Anthony Gordon in the fourth round. There's your Brady. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that, dude. You guys are going to flame me.
That's TB12 right there. AG, TB12.
That's TB 16 at a Washington State. I think they're in a position where they can just say, we need one thing because whatever quarterback we have, they're going to die without another weapon. And the fact that Jerry Jeudy's still sitting up here, I mean, I want to click this so badly. And I know the quarterback's a situation, but I don't think Billy Boy is a guy that's going to let this value get right past him.
No, wait. The comment section's mad. Oh my God, you do not know who N'Keal Harry is, you fucking idiot.
I know who N'Keal Harry is. He missed like the majority of the games last year. I have no interest in him yet. You pair him with Jerry Jeudy, though, you start getting really interesting. Let's be honest. Their wide receiver crew is not attractive at all. And the fact that Jerry Jeudy, in all realness, could fall about this low. I mean, we look at what's here. We look at all these teams. These are defensive needing teams. I mean, there's a few teams that need their wide receiver, but I see zero reason why Jeudy may fall this far. I think he should go earlier. I think he has the talent to. But with the teams that are picking here, I mean, I can't see him going off the board yet. I mean, obviously you can go to him with the Eagles, but your secondary is just awful. I don't want to mess with it. Why not just go ahead and, if you're the Patriots, make sure your receiving crew is great because whatever quarterback you bring in, they're going to need to have a good one.
Yeah, exactly. And how many years more does Edelman have? Like, Edelman's probably going to get pissed off and retire in like 2 years because Tom Brady left him, so he's probably sad. So it's got to be Judy here to me. I mean, Jefferson does not make sense to them, so I would just go with Jerry Judy. So now at number 24, the main man that I always pick here. I think we picked him in every single mock. It's Justin Jefferson is still here. But what do you think here?
I mean, we picked him in every single mock, but now that Emmanuel Sanders is there, I'm gonna not go wide receiver so early for the Saints. I think they can get a guy, Patrick Queen here as a linebacker. I like him a little bit better than I like Murray. I think they need to cover their linebacker. Now that they got Emmanuel Sanders, they don't need to make this wide receiver pick. I like one of these two linebackers. I don't know if you have a preference at all, but my go-to is Patrick Queen right here.
Okay, I can agree with that. I see on Twitter all types of people going back and forth, Murray Queen, Murray Queen, Murray Queen. To me, there's not much of a difference, but if you like Queen here, I see no reason not to pick him.
Gotcha.
So Queen, again, you can go.
You can go wide receiver so often for the Saints, but now that they established Colonel Sanders, they don't really need a wide receiver here.
Yeah, I mean, now they got Patrick Queen. He's going to drive like an hour, show up to New Orleans. He's all good from LSU. So now number 25, we have Tommy Tampa back on the clock here. And where do you think they're going? They need no tackle. They need something on the offensive line. That's for fucking sure. Is it Ruiz to you? Is it someone else? What are we thinking here?
Well, I think I'm just in a position where I'm going to take the best guy available on the offensive line. And I think the best guy available right now is Cesar Ruiz. I mean, I'm completely okay with it. When we look at interior offensive linemen, he's the best guy that stands out to me. When we look at the O tackle, I don't really have these four really is what I would these five is what I categorize the next set of offensive tackles. I think Cesar Ruiz is kind of in his own tier, just floating around. Probably him and Josh Jones are in the same tier. Miami took them earlier, so I have no problem going Cesar Ruiz here. Even though it's a little bit of a reach, it's a need. They've already gotten their value moving back, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, 100%. They need that offensive line. You have to protect the 42-year-old quarterback, however old he is, 40, 41, 42, who knows. So right now, number 26, the Miami Dolphins are back on the clock. We've got a man to protect Tua. We've got Tua. What are we looking at here?
Their defensive line. So, okay, let's go ahead and establish what they did. So they established their defense. They got B-Flow his guys because I'm pretty sure they knew they were going to have to take a lot of offensive pieces in this upcoming draft. They established their line, which was incredible. They got a lot of great pick up there. Their linebacking crew got somehow better. I mean, I thought it was the best part of their offense already. Start their defense. Roquan McMillan. You get Kyle Van Noy. You got goodness gracious, now I'm forgetting his name. Middle linebacker.
Shaq Lawson. Did you say his name already?
Yeah, Shaq Lawson on the D line. I mean, and then they had Byron Jones over the top, which meant to me that their plan was let's attack offense early and then start coming back to defense and coming back around to that. So with that kind of mindset, I'm thinking about going running back. They had the worst running game in the NFL last year to a point where they were passing on. They were like the highest passing team percentage wise. I'm pretty sure they were third in passing attempts. I mean, it was mad. Even with an ineffective offense, they were third in passing attempts. That just shows how much they weren't willing to run. They got their offensive tackle. They got an offensive lineman in free agency. Why not? Running back here, who do you prefer?
JT by a million. I think Jonathan Taylor personally is the best running back in this class. I mean, to me, Jonathan Taylor 1, Swift 2, Dobbins 3. Yeah, it's fine. But I think the clear one to me is Jonathan Taylor. The guy's so fast. He can catch the ball. He's proven that he can stay healthy, getting a significant amount of touches. But in Miami, he's not going to need to get all those touches at the beginning because they bring in Jordan Howard. But I don't think Jordan Howard's a lead back anymore. He may have been with the Bears. They had someone else behind him whose name is escaping me. But now it is going to be the Jonathan Taylor show to me in Miami. Do you have an argument for Swift or Dobbins here?
Yeah, well, with how old Miles Sanders is, he's like, what, 24? No, not Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard. He's like 24, 25, 26. So he's around there. It's a guess. How many guys he's transitioned, like almost like train, like what we see with like Asian quarterbacks. They'll train a guy like Tyrod. They'll train someone kind of be a bridge. Jordan Howard's just a bridge running back. It feels bad for my man, but Miles Sanders worked really well under him last year and then finally got the role. I think the same kind of situation can happen this year, except for the better guy that may be doing it sooner. DeAndre Swift isn't really a fit for Miami, and Tua's not really a guy that goes to the running back a lot. One thing, like in the passing game, one thing I do want the Dolphins to get, and I think is a fit for them, is they just need a hard-nosed runner that's just going to keep pounding the rock until he breaks free. He obviously showed breakaway speed in the combine, absolutely electric combine. Jonathan Taylor's my pick here too. I can blow him a little bit harder if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and take him.
No, it's all good. I think he's the pick there as well. I think some people may argue that Zach Bond may be the pick there as well. I wouldn't hate that, but I think that to me it's Jonathan Taylor 100%. I think that Jonathan Taylor is like one of those backs that you're gonna just think about 4 years from now and be like, holy shit, thank God the Dolphins did not miss him and draft a guy like Dobbins or draft one of those other guys. Well, I think they would still be good. So at number 27, the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Are they going to go with Zach Bond here?
I think they will. I think it works. I mean, there's a chance that I don't think they'll get Clowney, in all honesty with you. It's not really a Seattle kind of move to get a guy for a long-term deal. I think they'll go with Clowney here. They should be very comfortable with that. Not Clowney, Zach Bond. Oops.
Yeah.
Quick comparison. Just kidding. I like it. I like the move. Zach Bond sitting here on the clock. I really like Matos. I really do. He would be definitely my next guy. Epinez is right up there too. But these two guys, they're more of Zach Bond can play all 3 downs. That's how I'll just explain it. I feel like these two are more rotational system based. They need a guy that can go out there and run stuff and pass rush. Get all that you can out of one player. I think Zach Bond's the move, if you agree.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Zach Bond out of Wisconsin, edge rusher right there. So coming here at number 28 is the Baltimore Ravens, the team that everyone thought was going to win the Super Bowl. The team, oh my God, they're so great. And then the team that picks right after them absolutely butt-fucked them. Ryan Tannehill owns that whole defense. So right now, the Baltimore Ravens, yet again, falling right behind the Tennessee Titans. So where do you think the Baltimore Ravens are going here now? I think it might be Kenneth Murray.
It is. I mean, the whole Patrick Queen argument, it's a toss-up. It's such a toss-up. And, I mean, they're going right next to each other in their rankings. The only reason they aren't going right next to each other off the board, I think they're both electric talents, is because of the needs of these teams. Yeah. Baltimore's sitting here. They get Kenneth Murray. Either way the Saints go, I think they're okay with getting either of the 2 linebackers. I really like the move here.
All right, for sure. So they would go with Kenneth Murray, the Baltimore Ravens, out of Oklahoma. And then at number 29, the Tennessee Titans. I know, I made the joke already. Ryan Tannehill, he's all their fathers. So coming up here, they're up. Are they looking Matos? Where are they looking here?
Yeah, it's Matos or Epineza. I mean, it's a pick your flavor. They're both kind of very similar pass rushers. Not really consistent every single down kind of players, but they definitely get the job done when they're out there. Again, it's a pick your poison, pick your flavor of the day here. Who do you want to go with? I personally would go Matos. I like him a little bit better. I think. But again, it's a coin flip. It's the Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen. Like who do you like more on the day? That's who you're going with. So what are your decisions here?
Yeah, I think we'll just go Matos here. To me, he's the guy that I think will end up going to the Tennessee Titans out of Penn State. So coming in here at number 30, we have the Green Bay Packers. You know what the Green Bay Packers decided to do in free agency? There was all these wide receivers. Like, oh, maybe Robbie Anderson will go there. Maybe Brashad Perryman. Maybe they will get someone. And then you know who they go ahead and get? I don't even fucking remember who it was. It was someone so bad that it actually made me annoyed that people think that this was a good move. I don't understand it. They have to draft a wide receiver, but they won't because they just got some god who they picked up. I don't even remember who it was.
The fact that they're saying that they need a tight end, dude, Jay Sternberger is going to be the next Kittle. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Comment section, slow down, okay? Typing too fast. I mean, we want to go Jefferson, do we not? But we don't, because I don't think they will. I mean, we've been playing most of this draft like what do they need? I think we haven't done it in a while. Maybe we trade this pick because I don't really think the Packers are sitting here in a position where they love the guy that's sitting on the board. I mean, we may just be trading just to trade, but let's look at the interior defensive lineman because I think that's kind of the move they're going to go with. Let's see what we got on the board. And I mean, I really love Marlon Davis. I really do at the 40. That's a really great value for him. Roquan Davis is such an elite talent too. He would be a great sleeper, Rashad Lawrence. We talked about him in one of our videos that's coming out Thursday. Whether or not today is today, whatever today is, that'll be on the 2nd. On our channel, Stock Exchange, we picked Rashard Lawrence for a few teams. It's just a really good fit as a run stuffing guy, and that's what they need. But sitting here on the clock right now, I really want to go Marlon Davis, and it's way too early to do that. So I want to trade out of it.
Go ahead, try to move. But is this even going to work since we're not 2 rounds deep? Will it still work?
Yeah, well, we're honestly just knocking out the Packers in this round. But I think there's going to be a lot of teams on their phone trying to call and see, hey, what can we get for this pick? let's see what's on the board before I decide to make a trade here. I mean, we're sitting here with a wide receiver still there. There's a lot of teams that could use a wide receiver.
A lot of running backs.
A lot of running backs, an edge rush in Epineza. I mean, you can call it the Dolphins. I mean, you can look at how things are going. I mean, who needs a wide receiver right now? And there's one team on there, and I just can't get past their name. It's the Eagles. So we're gonna try and make a trade here.
Yeah,
trying to get Justin Jefferson to the Eagles. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, if they still had Nelson Aguilar, maybe they could try to ring him, but I don't even think he would catch the call. So, I mean, Nelson Aguilar can't catch the common cold, so they got rid of him. So we got the Packers here going for the Eagles. You know, this is a 100% such a genius move. The Eagles are going to get a guy that is actually talented. Name one wide receiver on their team last year that was good down the stretch. It was fucking Greg Ward, who was like, where did he play? Was he in the AFF? Was that where he was?
I have no idea.
Greg But he was a bum.
So, right. Oh wow,
we did it.
Okay. My goal of this trade. So we did a second and a fifth from the Eagles for the first pick, 30th here. My whole goal was like I would throw a fourth. I would definitely go with the fourth, but I want to see if the fifth was going to work. You get the Eagles. You get the Packers to go to pick 53. They're going to be able to get Roquan Davis. I really like that, and that'll be a great plug-in for them. And if you're the Eagles, you're able to trade a second and a fifth to go ahead and get into this round. Now we look at the picks for the Eagles. So that's I mean I don't even know how to do that. We'll just do it just to look at the picks of the Eagles here. They don't have much, but again their team's really coming together. I mean they're sitting here 1, a 3, 2 4s, a 6, and a 7. So they've already grabbed their corner. They're gonna want to grab some more later on, but they've got to get a wide receiver. It's depth. Let's get a guy that I know hands-wise is there. He can be flexible in the offense. He can do anything that needs to be done for an offense. And he's not Aguilar. He won't drop the ball. It's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he's very safe here. Like such a safe wide receiver in my opinion. A guy that I think could be one of the best wide receivers in the club. Like might be the best wide receiver. Maybe I'm stupid. I am, but I like Justin Jefferson a lot. So I love this pick to the Eagles.
He's not the best, but he definitely is a great plug-in play for them. He can do it all. He can play all positions. Now he runs through the slot, which is where you're going to get the most value out of him. You're going to get a guy who's going to catch the ball in all parts of the field. He mainly capitalizes off those short throws, and he does the rest. It's going to be a guy that Wentz will lean on. You'll have two guys over the middle. You'll have Jefferson now. You'll have Ertz, and you'll have Goddard, kind of the combo. I know you're a big fan of Zach Ertz, aren't you?
I love Zach Ertz.
You're kind of get the combo going on there. And you can just work the middle of the field if you're Carson Wentz. You don't have to worry about the outsides. You just work the middle of the field. You play behind Miles Sanders and his running abilities, and you get Justin Jefferson. You get an elite. You begin to build back that elite offense.
Yeah, I completely agree here. Justin Jefferson is a lock here for the Eagles. If they can somehow trade up here, that's 100% the move. So now the Super Bowl losers somehow make it back. The 31st pick. They're back again. They're thinking, damn, if only I didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo, we would have won the Super Bowl. That's probably what they're thinking, you know? But they're not going to pick a quarterback. They have to go corner because I made a joke that Richard Sherman is burnt like toast. That's like the joke, you know? People get pissed off about that. Oh, Richard Sherman's still good. No, he still is good. I'm just fucking with everyone. But he did get burnt by Sammy Watkins, the Lizard King. So right now, at number 31, the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. What are we thinking here?
Well, let me tell you, this class for corners is so undervalued for how good it is. I mean, yeah, I never try this name. I'll eventually one time figure it out, and then I'll start saying it. But it's Noah I, in my opinion. Trayvon Diggs is still a solid corner. AJ Terrell's really good. I like Dave and Arnett. Bryce Hall, in my opinion, he was the leader of that Virginia defense. Tony Pry's still a really good corner. The corner class is really good, and if you're the 49ers, you're going to go ahead and take Noah I here. I think he's just a little bit better than everyone else on the board. He's a really good play for me. They got to go corner, and I don't think it's any guess in our minds that they'll go anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. I know why you called him Noah I, because his last name is impossible to pronounce. So Noah I, corner out of Auburn. And now the Kansas City Chiefs, the final pick of the draft, the Super Bowl champions, Andy Reid and friends. Where are they looking here?
I really want to go corner. I mean, their secondary was god-awful all last year. They got Tyrann Mathieu and nothing else. I mean, it's rough. It really is. The move would be to go corner. I mean, again, we were looking at it the value of it is all going to be sitting in the early second round. I mean, these are kind of guys that, they're showing their rankings a little bit lower. These are kind of second round guys. I think they're a team that can move back and let another team climb up into this position. Sitting here, let's look at what's on the board before we make another trade here.
Would you hate going running back here to the Chiefs?
You got running back galore. I mean, what team do you think is actually looking to grab a running back at this part of the game? But the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say.
Grab. What a move it would be if you're the Steelers. I mean, I know you have limited capital, but let's see if we can mess around with it. I think if you're the Chiefs, you can grab a later running back. Let's be real with ourselves. I mean, as fantasy guys, we're dreaming and salivating over the fact that they could go a running back at that pick, but it's not really the move because I still believe that they believe that Damian Williams is still their guy. There's such a belief, and at least in my opinion, that's what they'll continue to believe, and they'll grab a running back later. And let's look at their capital. It's not a lot. They could really use that extra boost in capital. I know Pittsburgh isn't sitting with a lot either, but I feel like Pittsburgh's defense is a little bit more complete than Chiefs, and they can actually survive not going with too many picks in this draft. I think if we look at it, I think they can trade away the 1. You maybe get the 2 here, and I think you can get a 4th rounder. And you feel good as the Chiefs because you're still getting a relatively high second-round pick, so you're getting your cornerback anyways. You don't have to reach. You feel good. Let's look at the trade here.
It has to work.
There it is.
It worked.
And I think if you're the Steelers, you finally get yourself in the first round. You're lacking really hard in a few spots and I think one spot that I feel like is being a little bit undervalued here is the running back position. They go DeAndre Swift. They get a really flexible running back. They get their bell back, but now it's in the form of DeAndre Swift. I really like the pick here.
Yeah, and maybe DeAndre Swift will make music better than their former running back, Le'Veon Bell. So great pick there. So can you just scroll down? Oh, no, never mind. It's already on the screen. So I'm going to recap the picks real quick for all of you guys. So number 1 was the Cincinnati Bengals selected Joe Burrow at 2. The Redskins went with Young. At 3, the Dolphins went with Tua. 4, the Raiders trade up to get Herbert. At 5 is Jeffrey Okudah to the Lions. At number 6, the Falcons trade up to get Isaiah Simmons. At 7, the Panthers select Derek Brown. At 8, the Cardinals go with Mekhi Becton. At 9, the Jaguars go with Chason. At 10, the Browns select Thomas. At 11, the Jets select Jedrick Wills. At 12, the Giants get Tristan Wirfs, my bad. At 13, the 49ers go with CeeDee Lamb. At 14, the Vikings trade up and get CJ Henderson. At 15, the Broncos get Henry Ruggs III. At 16, the Chargers get Jordan Love. At 17, the Cowboys get Mr. Grant Delpit. At 18, the Eagles get Jeff Gladney. At 19, the Giants get Xavier McKinney. 20, the Jags go with Fulton. 21, the Dolphins go with Josh Jones. 22, Kinlaw to the Vikings. 23, Patriots go with Jerry Jeudy. At 24, the Saints go with Patrick Queen. At 25, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get Cesar Ruiz. At 26, Jonathan Taylor to the Miami Dolphins. At 27, Zach Bond to the Seattle Seahawks. At 28, the Ravens select Kenneth Murray. At 29, the Titans go with Matos. At 30, the Eagles get Jefferson. At 31, the San Francisco 49ers go with Noah I, corner out of Auburn. And at 32, the last pick of the first round of the NFL draft commences with Mr. DeAndre Swift, running back out of Georgia. What a great draft. All around fun time. Tyler, you got anything here to say?
No, geez, you were reading those off. I mean, give a quick round of applause at home for the breath you just wasted on that. Great job. I really had fun with this. I think the trading element is really fun to use in this app. We were able to get a lot of teams moving up for value that they needed. We were able to let a lot of teams move back. I really like how this draft went. I mean, obviously, a few fans are going to be a little upset that their team didn't get to pick in this round. They were expecting to see one. Shout out to the Chiefs and shout out to the Packers. We know you guys wanted to see you guys' picks, but tune in to Saturday's mock draft / film room, where I'm going to be doing this kind of style draft. I'm going to be doing some film review. I'm going to be doing rookie drafts with you guys. So tune into that because that's going to be really exciting. We'll get to see more picks like this.
Yeah, 100%. So make sure you guys check that out. All those links down below in the description. Make sure to click that subscribe button down below. You guys know I love each and every single one of you guys. If you are a 49ers fan, please do not leave any negative comments. We love you as well. Just don't be rude because tonight I am loving you. Goodbye.